What is an aperture? Aperture is basically an opening in your camera's lens that allows the light to pass through it and onto the camera's sensor. But how does aperture looks? Well, if you will take a look inside your camera lens, you'll see something that looks like this. These blades form a small hole, almost circular in shape. They can also open and close, changing the size of the aperture. Aperture expands and contracts just like a pupil in the human eye. And because it can change its size, that means it affects the amount of light that reaches your camera sensor, and directly affects the exposure value. As you can see, a larger aperture smaller f number captures more light than a smaller aperture larger f number. But wait! What is f number? Well, in photography, aperture is expressed in f numbers, or f-stops. These numbers tells us about the size of the aperture. This simply means that, the size of aperture opening at f1.4, is greater than the size of aperture at f22. This is quite tricky to understand, so, here's a quick tip. The f numbers is different for every lens. If you look at your lens, you'll see maximum aperture, lowest f number, and minimum apertures, highest f number. The maximum aperture lowest f number is much more important than minimum aperture highest f number. The lens with maximum aperture are called fast lenses. But, what is a fast lens? The speed of the lens, and how fast is it, refers to the maximum aperture of the lens. The larger the aperture, the faster the lens is. It is because of the fact that a fast lens, obviously with a larger aperture, can achieve the same exposure with a faster shutter speed. Conversely, a smaller aperture, larger f number, is slow because it delivers less light intensity and requires a slower, longer, shutter speed. The other most important effect is depth of field. Depth of field is the amount of your shot that will be in focus. Large or deep depth of field means that most of your image will be in focus. Small or shallow depth of field means that some part of your image will be in focus. Aperture has a big impact upon depth of field. Large aperture size, remember it's a smaller f number, will give you shallow and small depth of field. While small aperture size, remember it's a large f number, will give you deep and large depth of field. If you want to download the quick pics, you can go and check out our social media accounts. Links are provided in the description. Till then, stay subscribed and press the bell icon so you never miss any video.